Hello again, fight fans, and Happy New Year. I am Jason Burgos for Sherdog.com, and with me is an athlete that has a career-changing opportunity in front of him on January 15th. On that night at LFA 97, he will batter Arthur Astrozoulis for the promotion's vacant lightweight title. And as we all know, with LFA gold often comes an eventual UFC contract. And that man I speak of is the one they call Nyquil, aka Nick Browne. Mr. Nyquil, sir. Thank you for the time before your title fight.
Absolutely. Good to be here.
Now, in your second year in the sport, 2015, you fought 4 times, which is optimal for a fighter in those early years of their career. However, in every year since, you were only able to get one fight booked a year. Talk to me about what has caused those difficulties in being more active in that time. Was it injuries, booking constantly falling through, life responsibilities getting in the way, a mix of everything? And how hard is that kind of stuff financially when you're trying to make out a career out of fighting?
Yeah, it's definitely been a big mix of everything. Injuries, definitely losing a lot of fights was the main thing. Trying to book fights and people backing out, and trying to pad their record, which we
Mm.
weren't trying to find the good fights. So them are the ones that booked were the tough fights, and so and every time I win a tough fight, the next guy was like, well, maybe not this guy, maybe next time. Trying to keep their things, but yeah, it's definitely hard on the bank account whenever you're pairing and traveling and
Mm.
eating healthy, which isn't very cheap at all. Try to
No.
keep, try to keep this momentum going, but yeah, this is a great opportunity for this.
Does it force you to have to learn all those other ways to make money that you maybe didn't expect when you started this whole career? To figure, okay, I gotta invest in real estate, or I gotta find this other, in a gym or teaching, or all those kind of things. At the very least, did it show you, okay, yes, I have to secure myself by having other forms of revenue?
Yeah, definitely early on, your hope is to make a career out of fighting, and you can live off of it. But that 9 to 5 job really pays dividend whenever no one's taking fights, and you can't march through people to get to the UFC or Bellator, LFA faster than you'd like. So definitely getting a game plan, sticking to it, and just steadily chopping away at the bit. Coming to the gym every day and making sure I'm ready for anyone and anywhere.
What is your 9 to 5, and how do you make it work within this career you have? And what the funniest thing is I've heard from fighters is it's not like, oh, the job necessarily takes away from training. It's the lack of sleep for some people who are trying to do both at the same time. Like, what's your situation? What's your 9 to 5, and how do you make it all work when you have a fight?
Yeah. Definitely. I work in construction, kind of house construction, new house construction. We top to bottom, frame it from you know floor to the roof, giving done and plumbing it all in. But it's definitely the sleep definitely comes in a part of it. Trying to make it straight here from work, get my hours
Mm.
in. Teach classes, run the gym. That is a grind until you can establish yourself as a top fighter, and you're making that money to where you can quit that and make the gym 9 to 5, and then you can plan around that. So yeah, it's definitely a big grind.
It's widely understood that winning an LFA title, or just being honestly in a title fight for the LFA, means a very likely chance you will get a UFC shot sooner rather than later. However, before we even talk about that possibility, is this fight just as much about getting that chance to change your life in the ways you want to, make good money from this kind of thing more consistently, sort of ending this 8 year journey that you started in amateurs and begin this new journey of making fighting the one sole job and one only career?
Yeah, it definitely is. I see it as the biggest shot. Every they say every fight, your biggest fight,
Mm-hmm.
but for this
Yeah.
is the biggest opportunity I can gain afterwards after if I win it. Well, when I win it, and yeah, it's definitely what I'm looking forward to push me through the door to the next level to fight the best. I've been fighting the best, and I want to fight top 10, top 15 in the world, and I'm ready. My game's evolving every day, so the more time I'm away from fighting is the more I'm learning and
Mm.
becoming more dangerous. So it sucks for the guys that didn't fight me before when I didn't know a whole lot, and then they kept pushing me away to where I kept getting better and better. So now they set me up for this perfect opportunity for me to go in there, win the title, and live out my dream.
As someone that's been in this sport for a long time, well traveled, different promotions, stuff like that, how do you view winning an LFA title? Is it like a really important achievement, a prize you will cherish in the trophy case for a long time, something you've admired, wanted that particular title, or do you see it? It's the golden key to a UFC contract, like it has really become, especially in 2020, or is it kind of a bit of both of those?
It's definitely, I see it as, an opportunity, but, I'm super grateful for it. They seen the recognition that, I've been, putting in the grind, 10-1 as a professional right now. So, I'm going to definitely use that to kick open my next door and, make a statement. So, I can, point to that LFA, title to where, hey, that's my defining moment. That's what created, my legacy.
Both you and Arthur are BJJ black belts, which makes this matchup on the map pretty interesting. 5 of his wins are by rear naked choke, something you have won 4 fights by, and another 3 of his wins are by triangle choke. Is the mat battle with him simply about staying out of those kind of 2 positions where he can apply those go-to holds, or are things more complicated than that with his ground game?
I definitely see, anytime, I make a mistake on the ground, I easily capitalize. So, I'm bringing my A game. Yeah, I know he's bringing his A game. So we're going to be, watching out for the ground. So it might turn up to a stand-up battle, which I'm, more equipped to handle, growing every day. But, it's definitely a point of view that, if I go to the ground, I got to be on my A game because I know he's going to be on his A game. So, you know, I, I'm not sure where it's going to go. So I like to tell you guys to watch it and find out. So, I mean, it's going to be a great fight either way.
As good as his submission game has been, he isn't infallible. He's been subbed a couple times in his career, those being from a key lock and an armbar. It's understood that not all black belts are created equal. Based on what you have seen in previous fights, what ways do you feel you offer him serious problems on the mat come fight night? Is it because you can mix up that collegiate level wrestling with your grappling and your BJJ skills? Like, what do you bring to him that maybe he hasn't seen or can't deal with?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be that, that little bit of wrestling and BJJ mix, that pressure that, just breaks people. You get too much pressure anywhere, people are going to fold, crumble, and, that's going to be the defining moment if he's truly, ready to hold that belt, or am I going to be holding that belt at the end of the night of, who capitalizes on a ground game when it goes down there and who doesn't, submit to the pressure.
Now, going back to what you made your point about, feeling a confidence or feeling good on the stand up and that's the kind of stuff. What do you think of his stand up skills in comparison to your own? In your interview with Combat Press, you seemed very confident you would knock him out standing if it came to that. Do you feel he has like some big holes, some big weaknesses when it comes to the striking?
Yeah, from what I've seen, I can definitely, we've been picking him apart, so there's definitely some big holes. I mean, I'm sure he's, thought there's big holes in my game, but, just the advance I've had in this last couple months has just been, top notch. So we're gonna expose him, and gonna walk away with a knockout or a sub. And I mean, either way, there's gonna be a finish tonight, or not tonight, the night of the fight.
I'm a big fan of a good fighting nickname. So I must know, how does one earn the nickname of Nyquil? Or should I ask, who did you put to sleep before that nickname became a thing?
Well, before I was a MMA, I did college boxing up in Shippensburg University.
Mm.
I did my freshman year. I didn't compete. I practiced all the time. I came back here, did a few fights, and then my second year, my sophomore year, I competed in collegiately boxing, and I think my first 6 fights, I had 4 stoppages due to TKO and knockout. So the instructor, the coach was like, we got this kid Nyquil. He's putting people to sleep left and right. So let's get him. I became an All-American up there. So
Wow.
Kind of fitting of the gym name I run now, but it's definitely been the boxing aspect there, and I love to bring it back into the cage.